You know what I'm talking about? The kidnappers and the hijackers and stuff that are there. That's for real. It was scary. We had military escort the whole time we were there. Front and back of our convoy, they had 2 truckloads of military with weapons. You know, these big long things, just like machine guns or something. Scary. And I was thinking, oh, that's, we don't need all that. Until I found out that in the very area where we were, just a week before we got there, you heard the famous story, right, about the aid workers that were captured and 2 of them killed. That happened while we were there. While we were there. One from Islamic Relief was also kidnapped and got out away from them on the same day that we left them. That's scary. Alhamdulillah. We saw people getting water. We saw the animals getting water. And that's really what's important. Did you do the job? Because at the end of the day, who really cares other than did you do what you said you were going to do? Do you like to hear excuses? Maybe you buy a car and then you're waiting for it. Somebody's saying, oh, well, see, you know, they had a delivery problem and that. And then there was a taxation thing and they held it up at the port and blah, 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 blah. I'm still walking. You know, I pay my money. I'm still walking. I don't like that. Do you? So, I really was going to be tough on these guys. If they didn't do what they said. But I'm Allah. I was humbled. Really, to see the amount of effort and work. And it wasn't just water. They were taking truckloads of bags, big sacks of food, such as, like, you know, rice, millet, things like that they were giving out to people, and teaching them how to cook things up that were real easy to prepare and to feed, teaching the women things that they could do. They gave a special nourishment for the women that were having babies and for their breast milk, things like that, teaching them also what they could do to keep from losing the children. A lot of the children have been dying. Listen to this. Can you imagine that the people were so weak and the ground was so hard that when the children and animals were dying, they couldn't bury them both. They did bury the children. They had to, but it was just too much to try to bury the animals. The animals were still laying dead on the ground. Now we saw trees with no leaves left in them. And in those trees were these huge grass balls. And I said, what is that? How did that happen? They said, those are nests. Well, those are the biggest nests I ever saw. They said, those are for very big birds. I said, what kind of stupid bird would want to live here? There's nothing to eat. He said, oh yes, there is. For them, they're vultures. You know what vultures are? They wait for dead bodies. And we saw them swarming around and around. We saw one place, I thought there was a bunch of ducks on the ground. It looked like a whole lot of ducks. When you look closer, it was young vultures. They were there for one reason. They know these animals are going to die. We saw a lot of it. There was just so many things. More than I can ever tell you, but the bottom line is this. Islamic Relief did what nobody else would dare do. No other charity was on the ground there. Okay? You know all the missionary types that take their music and guitars and poetry and they want to go out and you know what I'm talking about, right? And they wear those crazy headbands and stuff and Jesus loves you. You know all that stuff. None of them wanted to even think about going out there. Nobody was in. There was no Yahweh organizations, there was nothing there, just Islamic Relief. Even the government was asking Islamic Relief for help in some things out there being unrest because of the high respect of Islamic Relief. I couldn't believe it. So when they asked me, will you please come back and tell the people? I could have made an easy statement on video and he said, yeah, checked it out, it's good to go. But I decided it's better for me to come over here and tell you in person. And if you have any questions you want to ask about what this is and how you can get involved, then I'm right there. Mutar Sabri, mashallah, came along with me for the whole thing. When I invited him, he was like, oh wow, Africa, yeah, Kenya, oh wow, elephants, apes and monkeys. And so well, not exactly like that there, but come on. When we get there, nothing. Fast wind, it was really something. Now today they ask us to come and visit your mosque. I don't know if you have any of you seen our stuff on East TV. Anybody seen this? Oh, right now. How about Huda TV? Anybody heard about Huda TV? Okay. You know Islam Channel? Well, you know Islam Channel. So we wanted to come personally though and talk to you and let you know how important it is to support this. Because what they're going to do now is finish the job. There are still about an equal number of people out there who have not received water. And believe it or not, they're not complaining. They're saying, Allahu Akbar for our friends and our relatives, particularly. Can you imagine that? If you're starving to death, would you be happy to hear your relatives halfway around the world got some food? Oh, great. What about me? Not be like that. I mean, oh, you did. We're going to share it. We went to one, and we wanted to interview him, because they lived in a village where there was no water. And these people had been walking half of a day to get to the water, and the other half to get back. They would start out right after Fajr, and they would be back before Asr, something like that. Can you imagine this? They're walking with a donkey that can hardly stand up because the animals also are not getting proper nourishment. The food is not there either. It's not just water. They need food. If you have water, you can grow food. If you don't have water, then what are you going to do? Well, the donkey is almost falling over, and then you're putting all these water pots on these big bags of whatever plastic things, canes. Then they will go out there to the river. It's not too bad. Then they loaded up with water. Well, what's going to happen? The donkey's got 800-900 pounds or something on his back. He can't walk. And then they have to bring him back. And then when they get all done, that's enough for their little family and their folks and their little group for one day. So then tomorrow morning we're up for again. So we went to this man and we wanted him to say, for your benefit, so you see it on TV, tell us your condition. We think he's going to say, it's hard, we have to walk a long way, and, subhanAllah, we need to, this is what we wanted to say, so you see it. Instead he goes, Alhamdulillah, now we have water. I said, where? What are you talking about? He said, we have water. I thought, man, maybe he went, why is he saying he's got water? They don't have any water. I know that. And he's smiling. And he's saying, Alhamdulillah. I said, where? He said, yeah, right over there. I said, a garage? What is he pointing at? He said, now it only takes us about 1 hour. We can walk right over to the other village that has Islamic Relief water. And we're going over there, we're getting our water. We're part of that. Can you imagine this? He saw it as what? Islamic Relief solved our problem. Our dua is answered. We no longer have to walk a whole day. It only is 2 hours. 1 hour over, 1 hour back. Alhamdulillah, problem solved. This is not problem solved. We were very happy with that and making dua. I said, imagine the dua these people would make if you brought enough water they could actually take a bath. When's the last time you took a bath? You got in the bathtub, took a bath, or stood in the shower and washed yourself off. When was the last time? Think about it. For them it could have been 1 or 2 months until they had enough water for the body. Unless they're the one who's going to donkey out there. But for the most part it's just girls, because the elders, the real elders are there, but they're too old to walk that far. The young children and women are left there because the men have taken their livestock to other areas, trying to keep their livestock alive until some water can come. You can't imagine this. We want to finish the job. want to finish the job. There's a lot more to it than what I said. But understand this, wherever you go with this project, you got more than just the guarantee that Islamic Relief will do it. You got more than just my word on it. Let me tell you what you got. You got all of those villagers throughout all that part of the Mandara district making dua for you. Because I made that deal with each one of them. Nobody even thought of that. I said, no, let's ask them for their dua. Whose dua is going to be closer to Allah, yours or theirs? Huh? Well, so when I was there, I said, okay guys, you make dua for us.